Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, we're going to start on the Easter card theme. It's a few weeks away, not many, is it? But anyway, today I'm going to use some stuff that you should have at home. Now, what I'm going to use here now today, you might have, if you've been watching my videos, I've used these, I think, in the beginning, not this one, but, you know, some of these Sizzix big dies. I don't know if you know what they are, but they're basically quite thick. If you've got a Sizzix Big Shot or something, you'll find that generally that came originally with one of the sort of bigger plates that had something like some flowers and a butterfly and different things in. They basically got a very strong I suppose cutting plate underneath this sort of foam. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to use this, but I love to use up things that I've already got. So this is just typically some ovals. They're not over big, as you can see if I sort of put my hand by it, but not a bad size. If you haven't got any one of these, don't worry. If you've got some nesting dies maybe, or just cut yourself an oval shape, okay? Because you know basically you could find you've got stuff around the house that you can use. But I'm a great believer in using things up. This is literally a bit torn off there because I keep the edge bits, because then when I use my little Sizzix, I put bits of this through as an extra sort of shim really, and then they just go in the bin. Anyway, so we need this, we need that, we need, like I say, you can cut this piece by generally what was I going to say, by just cutting some ovals. But I'm showing you, I suppose if I'm honest, how good these Sizzix big dies are. I've got a number of them because obviously with them being as they are, you can cut through much heavier things. You can cut through materials, you can cut through felt, leather. I think, I've personally never tried it, but I believe you can actually cut through like plywood. Anyway, so what you then do, actually, sorry, I'm forgetting myself. All you actually need to do is have your literally your two plates. That's all you need. You put one underneath. You then, in this case, pop that on top there. Other plate on. And just wind it through. It's just enough to do what we want to do. I was getting ahead of myself on what I'm going to show you. So I might as well just leave that actually to one side because I now need something else. So there you can see perfectly cut little ovals. They, you know, you'd never be able to cut with a pair of scissors like that. Obviously your metal dies that we have to cut are good, but these, if you know, if you get the chance, a number of mine, you know, I'll often sometimes say about, I go on my eBay hauls and things, I have bid and actually won quite a few of these quite cheap, you know. I think so. Anyway, so always look out for them. That's always worth keeping the rest of this for now. Probably if I was now busy here in my room on my own, I would probably put a few more through, so I've got a load of spares. Because I'm a great believer too, when you card make, I don't mean like it has to be a conveyor belt, but generally by then, if you've got the time, you know, the time and resources and things, use some more, and then potentially keep these at the back of here so they're ready for another time. Yeah, okay. So anyway, that is the Sizzix big ovals. So let's just put that out the way there. Now let's put that out the way. We need a little bit more space here to show you what I'm going to do. Now what I've then got, some run-of-the-mill kitchen foil. Okay, so this actually, I've read somewhere, I believe, if you run your scissors through kitchen foil, it sharpens them. So that's a bit of a win-win. Let's have a little look. Will that fit, that one? Sometimes I'm not the best one for measuring. Yep, that's that one. Oh, it's probably quite shiny in the. That's that one. Like I say, you've probably all got some kitchen foil too, haven't you? So let's put that out of the way, that out of the way. Those out of the way. I'll try and put things back where they go. Now all I'm going to do now, you don't need it much bigger than it is, just wind it round. Initially I was going to then pop some sellotape on, but actually what we now do, you'll find you don't need to. Okay, so okay, not bad. This one probably hasn't got ever so much space, but it still should be okay. So just wind it so it gives a nice neat edge. There's another one, not bad. And this one, sorry, I should have probably then had some I've done earlier. I do this a bit with you anyway to save time. But anyway, what I'm going to do is, because we're going to now then put these through some embossing folders. So I've got a box of embossing folders, and I thought all these are quite nice. This one's a lovely little design. I think it's one of these little ones I may have got free with a magazine. Although it's small, it's one of them ones you think don't get used very often. But this is now going to be its ideal. So what we're going to do, whenever you use these with your Sizzix, always put them the seam side in, okay, as you sort of feed them through. So for easiness now today, I've already used, I'll show that in a minute. I'm going to put one in there like that, which you can put a couple in anyway. Okay, let's put, and I'm going to put one in here. Yeah, so then we just, I mean, obviously you could do a number of these if you so wish, and then we are going to put these through. If you're popping all your ones together, you have your base plate, your little thin one. Just don't bother to put this one in, okay? Then you put your plate in. Then remember they're going seam side in. Obviously you can do as many as you want. Wind this through here so they automatically hold it together, and through they go. There's a bit of tension there. Let's pop that out of the way. Let's put these all out of the way so I know exactly where they are again, in case I don't think I need them anymore of this. Now look at these. Like I say, how effective is that as an Easter egg? Let's just have a little look what we've got here. And as you can see, okay, it's quite a big design on there, but quite nice. Yeah. So just for easiness now, I'll show you some I've done earlier. That was one of the other ones I done, and that was another one of those. So there we have a load of Easter eggs. Tip now that I've already messaged all my family on our family WhatsApp chat to say, when they get their Easter eggs, me included of course, I might have to just make a point of buying some just for the paper. Obviously all your coverings you get on your Easter eggs, the Cadbury's, other brands available, is that gorgeous purple, depending on which make of chocolate Easter egg that's being bought, you've got the golds, all different colours. So keep them. Imagine using those, how gorgeous they could be. Obviously I'm doing it just on regular foil that you've got in your cupboard, but quite effective. So now over to the card. I'm just doing this on one of my typical 6x6 textured card, and what I'm going to do, always remember to make sure it's open the way you want it. I've already, for easiness, done a Happy Easter, so if you can sort of see here, just to sort of save time, because you'll often see me print them out. This is a Happy Easter I've got, which I've done and then dipped it as soon as it's been printed, which I use VersaFine Pigment Ink for fine details. Personally, I think it's the best on the market. It's the Onyx Black. So basically you stamp either in your stamping platform if you've got one, or if it's just like the one word, stamp it out. Then you pop your clear embossing powder over the top, dip it or shake some of that on, and then do it with your heat gun. And as you can see, it finishes it beautifully. So I've done that, And I also done on some spare bits of this. Sometimes you do ruin a card, but I never put the card in the bin. And I've cut out a couple of those. I'm not sure if I want them like that or not yet. We'll see. Sometimes there's another one that I've sort of partially cut ready. So there, I'll leave them to one side. But this was just to generally sort of save some time. So now it's all about putting it together. Oh, and I also got out my hearts and bows and some scrappy papers. I think it was literally a Christmas one, and so I don't know how well you can see them to the side. There's a load of little bows here, and what I will then do, because I've made a load in one go, I only need one, maybe two, I'll then keep them for another project. So again, you know, if you suddenly have to make up a card, you've got everything at hand. This is how I store a lot of my dies. I've literally got a clementines box, you know, that you have at Christmas time, very sturdy, because these actually become quite weighty. And then I've just got them on that magnetic, which you can buy sort of in the A5, I don't know what size that is anyway, but whatever size that is. And then I've got bows, and I've just got all, whatever they are, unicorns, rainbows. I'm just now looking over there, butterflies, cooking. So I can easily sort of look through. So they're stored in one of those, and they're just there at the ready. So I've got all my various bows that I've got. I've cut some out there. So now with the card, I thought potentially I quite like that. So I might use that one like that. And then I was thinking one of the smaller ones like that. It's probably ever so shiny on here. Yeah, so look quite nice. And then my sentiment up there. Like I said, I didn't want to do lots. So what I'm going to do is just literally, I could put some glue. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on the back there, which should hold it in place nicely. Like I say, I was initially going to put sellotape on the back of them, but actually by the time they've been through the machine, they're squished beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to put that one sort of about there, yeah, and then this one. So if you could imagine, if you had, I don't know, the gold and the purple, they could look quite lovely too. I just want to sort of have it so there's a couple of eggs laid like that. And I think for easiness, I'm going to have this one with a bit of this double-sided tape that's and that maybe sort of there. Okay, so then remember I said I'd done some different bows. I thought that one's quite stunning on there. I weren't sure whether it needed something else on it, but I think that's enough. So again, we can just pop that up with a bit of one of these will do. I never like to be able to see the backs of them because I always think it makes it a little bit, so hopefully we won't. So let's pop. Obviously it's got that little bit of dimension there. I was going to put another bow on there, but I mean, you know, sort of a different size, but I'm not sure. I suppose we could. I just didn't want to be so it had too much on. Actually, that doesn't look too bad, does it? So, but I weren't sure whether I would necessarily have to put as if it's got some sort of like wrapping round on it. But yeah, maybe we'll put on there. I don't think I'll take it off again. Like I say, you could, let's just put that there. Okay, that's there. Can you see? Really quite lovely. So remember, I've now got, well, I should probably make a load of cards because I'm actually doing an event, actually Easter, my first official event, Easter Saturday actually. So now back to here. This is literally the same card. Like I say, when I mucked up a card, I never dispose of the card. You can then use it, and I quite like the idea that it will. See, that's okay on there, but I'm not sure if it's too much, because you know, you sort of almost like your eye takes you away from there, doesn't it? So I think that would be enough. Yeah. So long bladed scissors. You could literally pop that. See, I don't know if it's now totally straight. Let's have a look. It's where, even though I'm using long bladed scissors, I'm not ever so good at cutting things really straight. So let's have a little look, see if we can just, we take that off there. Yeah, see, that probably wasn't as straight as it could have been. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's nice and straight now, isn't it? And then, so it deters it away from there, I think I'm going to stick that straight down with a bit of glue. So I'm using these little bottles. Probably line up, because the card underneath is sort of scored, so that is lovely. So I think that's probably nearly enough. I do have these, which we could, let's have a little look. Does it need one? A little bling. I'm not ever so blingy. Oh, maybe actually, maybe. Oh no, let's hope I haven't ruined it. No. So there we have an Easter card that honestly you could now go and have a go at that. I don't know if that's straight, is it? Do you know what? If any of you do these videos using a camera like this, it's ever so hard because you're sort of working a little bit away from the camera. So sometimes it's hard to line things up. I thought I'd lined it up lovely. Then when I looked, I thought, oh no, it's on her. So there we go. A nice Easter card with some foil you've probably got in the kitchen, and you haven't necessarily got to have you, the ovals, dies, stamps, because an oval is quite easy to make as a shape, isn't it? And the fact you're covering it, even if you sort of cut the oval shape out, not necessarily as precision as you want, you're covering it in foil anyway. So there you go, nice simple Easter card. Till the next time, if you like and enjoy what you're watching with me, Rainy Day Crafting, obviously my name's Sarah, hit that subscribe button. Remember, it doesn't cost you a penny, you know, and then whenever I release a video, that you'll get to know. Thank you, take care, and thank you very much for watching.